All right. All right. Hitting record here. So I'm doing two things today. I'm recording on YouTube so I can have that up there, and then I'm also recording on the podcast. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Soft Tissue Practice Revolution, the podcast. My name is Dr. Matt Maggio, and I am the founder of the Soft Tissue Practice Revolution, where my mission is to help doctors that specialize in soft tissue treatment in how to significantly increase their skill set, their business, scale their practice, make more money, all while being ethical and not ripping off patients. So we're already on episode 24, and today I actually made notes and go from there. These first 22, 23 visits, I was just kind of riffing and going off there, but now I'm really starting to come into my own groove and really just figuring out topics that can help people across the board, because at the end of the day, I want doctors to be able to get control back in their practice, not have to outsource main functions of their business, and just get the life and practice that they deserve so they can show up better for their patients and their community and really put an end to this opioid epidemic. So today's topic I wanted to say is, if you aren't making at least $500,000 per year, that's per year, and I'm not talking about take home, I'm saying at least grossing $500,000 a year, which isn't a ton of money, but it seems like a lot of money. As a soft tissue specialist, you're not at your full potential. So I already went to the intro, everything like that, and why I'm doing it and why I'm doing this mission. But just getting the idea of money mindset. I grew up, kind of lower middle class. Things were tough. We struggled, but my mom and my dad worked as hard as they could to give me a good life and things like that. But I really had that mindset of money, and money is the root of all evil, and all these things really ingrained in me. I grew up in upstate New York, where a lot of people have a lot of really bad relationships with money, and that's been ingrained into me as well. And I really got this idea to myself that I was evil, or I was selling my soul if I was charging too much for what I do, because people need full access to my care and everything like that. And even my mom would give me that rhetoric of what happens for the people that can't afford your services, and what do? You feel bad for them. And what I found is that, a lot of other people, it isn't about the money. People have money, they spend money on lots of things, and they change a lot of that. So I'm going to go in that a little bit more deeper a little bit later in the podcast. So one thing I remember just talking with other doctors and stuff like that, and I really try to get them into that mindset, these doctors that I coach and I train, and just really try to switch their mindset. They think that they're selling their soul if they charge too much, or if they stop taking insurance, or if they go to a cash-based practice. They associate cash-based practice with these wahoos out there that are selling decompression packages, lasers, all sorts of stuff, and things that patients really don't need long-term, so they get associated with that. But if you're a soft tissue doctor, a soft tissue practitioner, you have something of immense value that is way more valuable than anything else out there, especially in conservative musculoskeletal care. And you need to charge accordingly for what you're worth, because it's 10 times more valuable than what people pay for. And at the end of the day, it's still cheaper. It's still more effective than surgery, right? And as I said before, if you are valuable, and soft tissue doctors are, you deserve to get paid for what you do. You've spent weekends, you spent weeks, you spent extra time training and getting better at what you do. You go to seminars, you take time out of your weekend, you do everything to go to become a better version of yourself, and you should be rewarded for that. You deserve that. You got to switch your mindset in that. You deserve to be paid accordingly for the amount of value that you provide. A lot of people, that are in the chiropractic world, they go to school and then they think that's it. They're like, oh, I'm good to go. And then they just rack and crack, and they're living off insurance, and they know they don't want to do any better. Those people want to be mediocre. And those aren't the type of people for me. And you're not that type of person either if you're listening to this podcast. What it is taking it to another level and understanding that you are providing so much more value. And like I said, if you're not taking in at least $500,000 a year, and honestly, all cash and off insurance, then you're doing it wrong. And that might not be what people want to hear. They're like, well, how does he know he's different? He's down in Florida where people have more money. Where I live, people have really good insurance. And people listening on the podcast, I use quotation marks, really good insurance, and they want to be able to use it. And the insurance companies are making it worse. They're shitting on you. You're getting less and less. You're getting 30, 40, 50 bucks a visit, and you got to deal with all their crap. And it's low value. And you're not able to provide the level of service that you need to, because you're slaves of the insurance agency. And the thing is, you made that decision. You know you're more valuable. You spent more money. You spent thousands and thousands of dollars on extra training. Now, when is that investment going to pay off? It needs to pay off when you switch over and change your mindset about money. It's just, think about what people spend their money on. They spend their money on so many stupid things. They buy a car that they don't need. They go on vacation that they really don't need. They spend money on all sorts of things. They'll buy a $5,000 purse, or they'll buy this because it's something that they want. And what happens is it's never really about the money. It truly is never really about the money. It becomes a priority issue. And you have to figure out what their priority is and get a chance to get in their pocket for that. Because if you can make their health and their wellness a priority and sell it correctly, then it's the best investment that they can ever make. It'll 10x their investment. That purse that they bought that cost $2 or $3 grand doesn't add any extra value. But if you fix their neck or you fix their shoulder and they can do more work, they can be happier, they can play with their kids, they can add a couple of years of their life and avoid opioids and pain pill epidemics, wouldn't you say, if that's all true, that whatever you're charging is totally worth it? That's a big mindset shift for people. We tend to just think, oh, well, let's see what happens and go from there. But you have to switch that mindset. So what's your action step? Like, you're like, oh, this all sounds great, and I'd love to make $500,000 a year, but hey, I'm taking insurance and I can't change. That's too much work, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it is work, but you know what? It's an investment. So what your action step is get comfortable with selling. Switch your mindset from the idea that selling is bad and selling is dirty. Get yourself away from that cheap used car salesman. I always say this to people: if you have an amazing product and you have an amazing service that's going to change somebody's life, you have a duty and an obligation to sell to that person to the best of your ability and get them the care that they need. A great resource for me, it was written years ago by Grant Cardone. It's called Sell or Be Sold. It really changed my mindset about sales, the process of sales, how we use sales every day. And I really recommend getting the audio version where he goes in more in detail and you can understand that. So I think that's all I got for today. So let's close it up here. Let me get my notes. So as we said before on the earlier podcast, number 21 and 22, we are still have applications open for our beta group to work directly with me and my team to implement our system into your practice and work directly with me, go through anything that we can, the 5 core functions of business, really create a product and a service and a whole system that is an investment that will teach you how to run more efficiently, will teach you how to get your own leads, how to close those leads, how to sell better, how to make more money, and all while being ethical and not ripping off patients. So if you're interested in being a part of that, we do have a few slots left. What you can do is send me a direct message wherever you're listening to this. If you're listening to this on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, send me a DM on there, or you can send me a message directly to dr.matt.maggio, M-A-G-G-I-O, at thepeakmethod.com. Put in the subject line beta test group. And also join our Facebook group. We're actually doing it now. I had said this for the last couple of weeks that I was going to start putting more and more content in there, and now I am. So we're going to be giving content out 6 days a week. So got a new schedule. So Sunday we'll be posting of our coaching calls. Mondays are going to be a functional test or a functional movement somewhere in the body, and really breaking that down, helping you dial in some proper diagnosis that you might not be looking at. Give some ideas for that. Then on Tuesdays, we're going to have our podcast that comes out. On Wednesdays, we are going to be giving another video with a more detailed palpation and finding muscles that are important, finding those, giving you some step-by-step, some things that I've learned. Thursday will be another podcast. Whatever comes up to my mind, if you have any ideas, send me a message. And Friday will be more of a bigger picture business type of thing, a video and stuff like that. Make daily content every day on Facebook, IG, and Instagram. So if you want to be part of our group, I really encourage people to go over to Facebook. Links in the bio. Go over there, click the link, go to the group, answer the questions. We got 3 questions to answer. If you don't answer the questions, then don't bother because you're lazy and you don't want to be part of it. If we feel that you're a good fit and you're part of that, we will have you become one of us, join the soft tissue practice revolution. And I think that's all I got for today. Once again, always appreciate your time and attention. Getting a lot more downloads of this all over the world. Really starting to create this revolution and take this to the next level. So that's all I got for today. See you guys on the next one.